My name is Marcus Brown. I'm the owner and operator of Norris Barbershop here at 183 Barber Street in Hartford, corner of Barber and Westland. I am a second generation barbershop owner. My father owned it, came to Hartford in 1950. He was a Korean War veteran. He came to Hartford. My aunt and uncle were the original owners of the Cozy Spot up the street. They brought my father to Hartford, where he opened Norris Barbershop here over 50 years ago, since 1964. So presently, I'm his son, and I'm trying to hold on the legacy of the barbershop within this great community of the north end of Hartford. Let's say we've been here a long time. We've serviced a lot of families, a lot of friends, relatives, and we're just trying to keep the legacy going. We have seen the neighborhood become real great and then kind of fall off a little bit. So I'm here trying to continue this legacy to help bring the community back. So that's why we're still operating, we're still here, trying to keep hope alive. And every day it's a struggle. Have a lot of things going on within the community. But I still love it, the relationships that you build with the people. See the kids grow up, become young men, productive young men. Sometimes you have some bad apples, but you don't know until they grow into young men to see what you're going to get. I enjoy the relationship with the community, churches, different other businessmen within the city. My father laid the legacy and showed me and molded me and showed me how to run the business. So just trying to keep it going. Oh, plenty of stories. I went to college first, and that was okay, but I guess it wasn't for me. So I cut hair in high school. And when my father kind of saw that, he said, well, you might as well just come on in the barbershop. We got a barbershop here, you might as well just continue it. Came in, my first few weeks in the barbershop, I didn't cut any hair. I swept hair. That's the only hair I touched, was on the floor. I had older gentlemen. My father stopped cutting, so we had Willie Bass, we had Mr. Eubanks, and we had Dexter Ingram. I was the youngest then. Now we're trying to continue the legacy with younger barbers and things of that nature. We have a new addition to Norris Barbershop. His name is Tyshawn Branch. So I'm glad to have him. Very fine young man, very skilled professional. We're just trying to hold on in the community. A lot of things have turned in the community. A lot of businesses left the community. A lot of people have left the community. But we continue to strive and try to make things great. That's all. Keep it together. Stories in the barbershop. There's so many stories. Had so many people come and go. We presently had a couple friends. We lost a few friends. It was pretty rough. The ones that you see every day. Like I said, we had postalmen, firemen, policemen, all kind of people come through. Pastors, all kind of people come through the barbershop. Luke, the mayors, and things of that nature. It's just it's community based. In the black community, barbershop and salons are community based. I don't care what city you go in. That's it. That's where you go to find out what's going on, who's doing what. We have plenty of barbershops in the area, but this is one of the ones that continue to stay active. You have a lot of barbershops come and a lot go. We lost a lot of customers, elderly customers, and whatever may happen, we lose people. Initially, I had go to a lot of funerals and things of that nature, and I had a lot of obituaries that were keeping the draw. And presently, we started posting the obituaries on the wall. It's funny that people come in town to visit, and they come to the wall and see all the fine people that we've lost from the city in the area, and they didn't know that they have passed. So it's kind of a wall of history about good people that come along in the area. But it's sometimes a struggle to keep business going. But you get tired sometimes, but you got to keep fighting. And you think about the hard work that my father did to continue the business. So that's what keeps me going. Family also. I'm a married man. Been married for 18 years. I have 3 children. And that's what keeps you going.
Did you have siblings in this business too? Did you grow up with?
No siblings.
Oh, you're the only kid?
On my father's side, I was the only child.
Okay.
So it was destined, I guess, for me to take it on. I know, a lot of times you talk about people's families that have businesses that don't continue. Once the proprietor, the owner and the proprietor pass, the business kind of fall to the side. So that's kind of my motivation. My father used to talk about it all the time, about all the businesses that used to be here in the North End, and how prosperous it used to be, how much pride businessmen had, and that's part of it. I can hear in my ear all the time. Talking about the different things he went through, coming from the military, coming to Hartford, and becoming a businessman in real estate, and barber, and different things of that nature.
How about your kids? Are they interested in the barbershop?
No,
Do they come around?
No, I don't. My daughter used to work in. My son used to work. They just come in and sweep up. But after a while, it's the interest kind of, I try to school them and understand. Same way my father did. You want to make a few dollars, you got to work for it. Not just going to be a handout. You got to earn it. You got to, get your hands dirty to earn $1. I think it's the same way. I think the world and the United States gets back to that, where people got to get their hands dirty. A lot of jobs are going overseas and everywhere, and I think we just got to service our community again. Stop letting other people come in our community and run businesses that we support, but they don't support us. So.
Well, I'm familiar with this barbershop because I've been coming here for like 46 years. I was 21 when I first got my first haircut from Mr. Bass. He had the center chair over there. And I got the first haircut over there, and I've been coming ever since, in 46 years. My kids, I brought my 2 sons here, and they got their haircuts here. They was young. Now they're in their 40s and stuff. And, it's just a family affair when we come here. We feel comfortable, we share about what's going on with us, and get some feedback. Even with the younger men coming in, I'm 67 years old, so I come in here and, and guys, you want to talk to me about certain things, and I give my experience on life, and they be like, wow, you went through that? I said, yes, I went through that, a couple of heart attacks, couple of strokes and stuff, and came in. I remember one time I came in, I called Mark from the hospital. I just had talked to him 3 days before. Then I had a stroke. He said, what? You had a stroke? No, don't tell me that. He got all like, you going to be all right? You need me to come see you? No, Mark, I'm okay. I'm just letting you know I'm okay. But every time he takes everything to his heart, and when Jamie and I, we had last month was a rush month for this whole shop, the whole family. And we decided, we get together, we make sure we support him because he's here for us. So every morning, Jamie would call me at 6 o'clock, 6:30. We was here at 7:15, and whatever he needed, we was here because we just a family, and you see when the emotion get intact with things, we have to be like one family, coming together. We sit down, we talk about it, and share our feelings and stuff, and get through it. Trying times always come and be hard sometimes, but you need someone to give you that push to say we're gonna be okay, just keep the faith and just keep doing the right thing, and it'll happen. Thank you very much.
What's your favorite time of year?
Oh, my favorite time of year? Wow. Maybe the summertime. I guess the summertime. It's a little hot, but everybody's out and about in the summer. You get to see everybody, wintertime, everybody's in the house, trying to keep warm and things of that nature. But it's probably the summertime.
How about Christmas in the barbershop?
Christmas in the barbershop. Well, Christmas, the barbershop not as busy in Christmas. Everybody's trying to save their few dollars to take care of family, so that's understandable. Buying gifts and things have gotten a little tough. But yeah, Christmas is good. You see everybody during the holidays getting cleaned up, getting ready for parties and celebrations, spending time with family.
Kids, school kids, moms,
Talk about kids that come in here and the impact that you have
that's a joy. I went to school for sociology, deal with early childhood development, so it kind of kicked right back into the barbershop thing. You get this, learn the kids. The first kids come get their first haircut, and they're crying and screaming, and you're trying to, motivate them to stay still and get the best haircut they can get. And their parents and stuff, kind of embarrassed when the kids crying, but I tell them it's okay. It's a process. That's part of life. We're going to start off rough, and things are going to smooth out. And see the kids grow up to be different things. I have a young man that come in today. His grandfather came in here when they were young, and now he's a paramedic. He's 20 years old. I'm so proud of him, and you just see all the kids doing different things: police officers, nurses, real estate agents. You talk about teachers. It's a wonderful thing to see the kids grow and mature and become something and have their own families. Now you have the kids bringing their kids in. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to keep those relationships going within the community.
Apart from the barbershop itself, how would you plan to give back or impact the community?
Oh, well, we've been giving back for years. We do the back to school haircuts. For years we've been doing that. Other than that, it's just, different events. And Halloween, we just had Halloween. And we had a few kids come up dressed up. They know to come to the barbershop, that Norris is going to have a few things for them. So that was wonderful. See them dress up and come in and know each other by name. Hey, Mr. Marcus, how you doing? How you like my costume? It was a wonderful thing. So like I said, it's just community-based. It's a wonderful thing to see the kids grow up.
In this community, Marcus Brown is the cornerstone, and he's also our neighborhood hero and superstar, where he is a celebrity in his own right, which brings lots of people in this community into this barbershop and makes them feel important. Everyone that sits in that chair, everyone that walks through that door feels like a part of the community, and when they walk out with their heads a little higher, a little bit more hope that tomorrow's going to be a brighter day because they stepped into here of this establishment, Norris Barbershop, cornerstone of the community of Barber and Westland.
He started that. Norris Graves, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, knew a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And looked out for a lot of people, employed a lot of people.
Yes. Yes. So that's our neighborhood hero. He encourages the children to read. He encourages the women to act like a woman and act in accordance with raising your child correctly and making sure that the children are safe. Are they fed? If they're not fed, he'll give them a few dollars and make sure that they have breakfast, lunch, dinner. The guy is amazing. And the reason why we hang around, him and myself, Rob over here, we hang here is because of the fact that he's a wonderful guy. He also is a great employer because I own my own business, construction company, and what he does is he actually hires out people within the community, which is a very nice thing. And it's a wonderful thing that he says, let's start here in the community. And what he'll do is start with the people, grassroots that are around him. What do you know how to do? And you ask him and you tell him what you know how to do, and he'll say, hey, I'll give you a shot. Very simple. And that's the way that you build relationships in this community, and that's where the Renaissance starts. Norris Barbershop, Marcus Brown, pillar of our community. Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff going on within the community. They have a block party out here for Citadel of Love Church next door, Reverend Mott's, and then you have next door, you have A.J. Johnson, Reverend A.J. Johnson with the Hope Refuge. Church activities are great, but I think we just need to get back to moving as a unit. Like I said before, it's too much separation as a community. And hold people accountable for if they are doing something wrong, and something needs to be said. Everybody's so to themselves and want to mind their business, which is not very good for the community. Yeah.
Have you had any celebrities come through here?
Oh, celebrities.
Or famous people from the
famous
town?
People. Well, I had a
few spoke about mayors earlier.
Oh, yeah, the mayor comes through. All mayors that, they come through. People running for office. You see them a lot when it's time to run for office. But, yeah, we had a couple young men. We had that played professional football. Just if I can think of some names real quick. I can't even think of his name right now. But a couple young guys, they move away, but when they come to town, they stop in.
Doc Hurley ever came through here?
Oh, Doc Hurley was a fixture here, for the longest time. He's been coming here for years. So I was a young man, but hear the stories about Doc coming in and telling stories about all the basketball and football players in the city, and the Doc Hurley Classic going down there, and just things like that. It's all kind of people come through, and it's just, you never know. You never know.
There have been some low points in the community. The barbershop is a place where people come and just like unload and the low times. Talk about,
Well, you're definitely right about that. People losing family members is a low. Last few months has been a little rough. We lost a lot of people within the barbershop family. A good friend of mine, close to me, had passed. He was only 48. Had some heart issues, and that was rough to deal with. Seeing him every other day, and then have to come in here and reminisce about him. Another one, retired fireman Vinny Graves, good friend of mine, him and his family, his whole family. He recently passed, and that was rough to deal with also. But you hear about all kinds of things. You hear about divorces and people being sick, and it's just a number of things, just things, life things that go on that people want to talk about. Sometimes they come to the barbershop just to get it off their chest. Sometimes the best medicine is to talk about what's going on with you. If you hold it in, it hurts you. Stress is a killer, as they say. It's stress to hold on to feelings and emotions.
I've heard you tell some real colorful stories about your transition, growing up and going to college, and tell us a little bit about your journey and how you matured.
Well, maturity is a serious thing. You try to talk to children about your journey, to try to motivate and inspire them to not make mistakes that you made. I come from a strong family, and hands-on. They were hands-on. I think my mother was very hands-on. She put them hands on you. And they might say, put those paws on you, when you were out of line. I'm thankful that she did that, because it made me a better man, very disciplinary, my father and my mother. And it helped me to become who I am, to be very disciplined in what I do and the decisions that I make. And I think that we need to do that with the children. As we need to just, you can talk at them, but you need to talk to them. Sometimes you got to let them talk and see what they're talking about, how they're feeling. Listen, I have a daughter, 17 right now, and I'm learning more to sit down with her and just listen to her first before I make a comment or talk about what I think she should be doing, and find out what she want to do. Like I said, a lot of lows, a lot of young men that I've cut their hair that been in trouble, that are probably in prison. Some will go to college, some go to the military. So we all gonna have different journeys. Same as I did. I had a different journey. I moved away for a while. I was in Los Angeles, California for a long time. After I graduated from high school, I came back to Hartford, Connecticut. Things were a little rough in California, so my mom sent me back this way. And that's when I learned the business of barbering. And going to college at the same time, I was cutting hair and going to UConn at the same time, and working, trying to provide, and do what you have to do. Take care of your children. That's a big focus. I think that's what we need to stick to in the black community. Single parent households, it's damaging the community. I think we need to get back to that. You have a child, you have to raise them and mold them and help them become the best they can be. Calling All Brothers, AJ Johnson has the greeting of the kids for back to school. We did that for a few years. It's nice to see the brothers and sisters come out to greet the children for school. That's a very good event. I had the Marvin Mink in the morning on the radio, 89.9. He always talks about the community. I listen to him on a regular basis and go up there when I can to the radio station to, tell him how good of a job he's doing with representing the community and presenting all the events that go on within the community, and talk about the problems in the community and the good things that go on in the community. So like, it's a number of people. It's a group of people within this community, City of Hartford, North End, that do a great job.
What would you say to fathers? I
remember you talking about that down at one of the events we were at. You talked about the program you had. We're trying to motivate the fathers and help the fathers any way you can. We do it, I think, helping young fathers is telling your story about the difficult times you had with your children and your relationships, and how you got through them. You know, getting upset and going at each other is not always the right answer. Sometimes you got to step back and evaluate the situation before you say or do anything. You know what I mean? I was taught that by my mother. Step back for a minute, take your time before you make a decision on what you're going to say. Because once you say it, you can't pull it back. And once you do it, you can't pull it back. You know, sorries is okay, but it's a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid. It doesn't heal all. But I think that's what the message for young men is, to slow down a little bit. And we're so fast. I think this generation, everything is fast. Drive through. Let's drive through. Let's microwaves. Everything is so fast. You want it now. The things that you're going to really cherish are things that take time to mold and grow. It's like a plant. You know, it's going to take time to grow. It's not going to happen overnight.
If there was one thing that this community could get tomorrow that would really make the community better, what do you think that would be?
Wow, that's a see, one thing. That's a deep question. One thing.
Like that empty building down there, the Clark Street. If you had all the money in the world and you could do something for this community, what would you put in that building?
Well, you know what? I always said that community-based things are good, but I think if I had all the money in the world, I would take all the children. I would line up a bunch of buses, and take them away for a minute and let them see something other than the community. If you know what I'm saying, something other than community. Take them somewhere where they can see people doing things other than what they see in the community every day. I think that's a lot. That was very important in my life. I had a lot of family members that used to come and get me, my cousins and them. We all go at once. Maine, go up to the cabin in Maine and spend the weekend. You know, and take trips and get away for a minute. Take the kids somewhere other than what they see every day. You got to take them away and grasp their attention and inspire them. When they see things, other people doing positive things, it inspires them to be positive and to be great. So I think we need to do more of that. So I wouldn't necessarily community-based. I think I would line up a bus, have them sign a permission slip. I would feed them. We would stay out, go rent a hotel. Just go for a couple of days and show them, and show that brotherly. Have the women take care of the young women and the men take care of the men. You know, and kind of teach them how to be productive young people.
Were you into sports growing up?
Basketball was my passion.
Okay.
When I played basketball, I played at the branch. They had the small college conference where each branch, UConn branch would play each other. UConn, Waterbury, New Haven. That was my passion. Growing up in California, I was a big Laker fan. I got to go to Magic Johnson camp, autograph, sit down with him, take pictures. Him, Byron Scott, you know. That was my passion. But I think that's a lesson, too, that needs to be taught to children, that you can't always lock into one thing and think that is going to happen. Because when it doesn't happen, they're disappointed. I think that's when they turn into doing things that are not, you know, positive within the community. So basketball didn't work for me, so I had to find something else to do. This barbering thing was a great thing because I get to communicate with people, talk to people on a regular basis, build relationships, business relationships, and just personal relationships. And it's been a wonderful journey cutting hair for these long years, but it's time now for me to reach out and try to find some young men and motivate them and tell them that they can take care of themselves cutting hair. They can raise a family cutting hair because I've done it. I can talk about things that I've done, not things that I haven't done.
Each barbershop that we can get where they will allow us to come in and make a nice little book corner, all the books will be free.
We got it set up for you. I got 2 for you ready.
Oh, praise God. So, you know what I'm saying, to where guys can come in, they can read to their children as opposed to, if they would like to. You know what I'm saying, but it'll be there. And then we'll have maybe a quote of the month, giving them statistics, how important it is for fathers to be in their children's life on a monthly or weekly basis. We'll all work it, you know what I'm saying, the way, even if we grab one person, right? One father say, listen, pierce his heart and say, man, I got to get back to my household because my child is being hindered to being a child that he can be, or the man or woman that he can be.
You have to be busy and enjoy yourself. Every day you have to try to enjoy yourself, do something. I love fishing. Fishing is a very big hobby of mine. I learned fishing with my father and my uncle. Before my father passed, we used to go fishing all the time. He liked golf, but I could never get into the golf scene. And that's basically it. You know, family is the biggest thing to me. Keeping families together. See, there's a lot of breaking up of families now. You know, the holidays aren't what they used to be. End of the day, we don't sit down with our families and have dinner and talk about what you're doing tomorrow, or what you did today, or what's your plan for tomorrow, what are you going to do, how you feeling, what's going on. Everybody is ripping and running so much. It's not Thanksgiving, people don't get together like they used to. We all used to go to my grandmother's house. If you weren't there, they're going to call and make sure you get there, bring those kids. If you weren't coming, drop the kids off. I think that's what we got away from. Me and my family is a Sunday, we have church at home. Okay, we pray together. You know, we spend so much time during the week away from each other to where we enjoy having those Sundays and having breakfast and having Sunday dinner.